One video a day every day for 30 days. These next couple of videos are gonna be pretty quick. These next few are gonna be pretty quick because we are leaving town for the holidays and I did not plan enough ahead for this, and it doesn't help that yesterday we slacked off and went skiing. Well, actually I went skiing. Mabel, you stayed home. But while I was out there on the slopes, I couldn't stop thinking about a question that I got the other day. And I already briefly answered this question in the Atomic Hot Wing Q&A challenge that we already put up on the channel. I'll bloop it up here. And you can check that out if you want to hear my immediate response right off the top of my head to that question. But it was such a good question that I felt like it needed more in-depth explanation. And the question is, how does one learn to enjoy exercise? And that's a great question because I think everybody can benefit from proper training and should try to incorporate some form of training into their life. The reason that we train is to improve our bodies and improve our lives. If we never enjoy our training sessions, but we're always training, that's a bad banana. You want a burrito? And there may be psychologists out there that are more qualified to answer this question from a mental perspective than I am, but here's my 2 cents on the matter based on my experience training with fitness clients of my own and my experience of learning to love the training process. And you'll notice that I'm saying training, not exercising. And I think right off the bat we gotta define some terms because training and exercising are fundamentally 2 different things. Exercising is acutely performing any activity which requires physical effort in order to improve health, whereas training is consistently performing specific activities which require physical effort in order to produce a desired outcome. You see, exercising is more immediate and it's also a bit vague. It pretty much refers to what's going on in the present moment. It's about what you're doing now. It's about effort and not necessarily progress, which is fine and which has a ton of mental benefits. But training, it's more perspective. It focuses on future you. It requires a growth mindset and delayed gratification. And this is because the focus is more so about progress than it is just about effort. And that's where we see a lot of physical benefits. And ideally, the ultimate goal for long-term success is to learn to love the process of training. Because as you train, your body will be adapting. The meat vehicle that your consciousness resides in will be improving. You'll get leaner, stronger, more flexible, more mobile. And these improvements will carry over into every aspect of your life. And essentially, it should turn into a positive feedback loop that continually feeds into the process and getting you hooked on that sweet stuff. And that sweet stuff is training. But this relationship with training, it's a long-term relationship, and it's gonna take you a long time to get to this point where you love the process. And that's why I think you should start by focusing on exercise. And since exercise is such a vague term, specifically start with the exercise that you enjoy most. And I want you to schedule time for this exercise. And start small. I mean, maybe just a few days a week is fine. Maybe just 20 minutes per session, that's fine. The important thing is that you stick to these exercise sessions as if you booked a flight and you do the exercise that best gets you into that flow state. You know, do what gets you in the zone. If you love dancing, go dance. If you hate running, don't run. When you're just getting started, it's important to understand that the fun exercise that you will do, it's all about doing what gets you doing things. There are certain forms of exercise that I just don't enjoy. Basketball is a phenomenal form of exercise, but I do not enjoy it, and therefore, I'm not gonna spend my exercise time playing basketball. That would just be super dumb, and I would eventually give up. I would rather just go for a walk. Ideally, if I have the time and money, I'd go skiing. Walking, skiing, swimming, these are all activities that help me access that flow state. And you really have to learn how to access this flow state before you can start applying it to your training, because that's the only way you're really going to learn to enjoy training, is to be present with your body and be fully engaged in the activities that you're doing. Training takes a great deal of focus, determination, and delayed gratification. And you have to get in the zone and apply this flow mindset, not just to each individual workout, but to the entire training process as a whole. But the problem is you can't just jump right into it. You have to ease into it. You know of any picky kids that just won't eat their vegetables? Well, you don't start by handing them a stalk of raw kale and saying munch up. You start by handing them some baby carrots and maybe even serving them with like a nice ranch dip or something. Maybe celery and peanut butter, whatever it takes to get them to start eating vegetables. You gotta ease them into it, start small. And if he were my kid, I'd be making him some high protein ranch out of Greek yogurt, but you know, that's just me. You ever train a puppy? What's up? I have, and she's on her chair. When it comes to training dogs, you cannot start with tricks like twirl and high five. You gotta start with sit and stay. You gotta start with the basics, ease them into the process. So here's how you can actually apply this to your own fitness. Start by putting your fun exercise on your schedule. Maybe it's a walk or yoga or dancing, whatever it is that gets you moving and smiling at the same time, put that on your schedule. And when it comes time to do it, you have to do it, but you have to be there and you have to try to access that flow state. Don't be on your phone, don't be browsing the internet, don't be thinking about work. Be here now, focusing on the movement, on your body, on the exercise at hand. Get into the flow, get into the zone. And I know that this is a lot easier said than done, especially in 2020 when there are a million distractions around us all the time and our phones are basically connected to our bodies at this point, but I want you to zone in on what you're doing. And once you get that exercise ball rolling, once you're moving your body on a regular schedule and enjoying it, you can start to slowly substitute some of this exercise time for more optimal training time. And you're gonna have to figure out what this training plan looks like for you specifically. And I would advocate that most people could start with a simple strength training program that they could do at their house. But if you're interested in more help figuring out your specific training plan to reach your specific goals, I am an online fitness coach, so you can reach out to me at the contact form on my website if you want more help with that. So whatever that optimal training is for you, slowly replace your standard exercise with this training. Try to focus on what's happening, try to be here now, try to be present with your body, and try to enjoy that movement. And if you can't get yourself to enjoy the movement right away, that's okay. Focus on what happens after. Initially, start by just focusing on the mental benefits that you get from exercising and training in a smart way. Then over time, you can focus on the physical feelings that you get after exercise, how your body feels. Maybe you're looser, maybe you're more mobile. And as time goes on, you can slowly focus on the actual body composition goals that happen along the way. But getting there takes time. And no, not every exercise session will be enjoyable forever, and that's just the way it is. But learning to love the process is what's most important. Because the totality of your fitness journey is going to mean way more to you than any individual exercise session that you ever have. Loving your perfect training program is simply not going to happen overnight. But you can slowly learn to love the process over time if you start small and build your way up. So let me quickly recap on the major points that I just word vomited all over the place throughout this video. So just so you have something to take away, here are the 4 steps to learning to love exercise. 1. Schedule exercise time and stick to it no matter what. 2. Start with what you love. Get into that flow state. 3. Slowly transition into what you need. Be sure to bring that flow mentality. 4. Zoom out and focus on the benefits. Focus on the whole journey, not each acute workout. And that's it for today. And Mabel cannot stay awake for one single video. We're making a video a day every day for 30 days, and we're gonna have to rush through these last couple, so let's get some coffee and get to work, bud. Dad, it's sleepy time. All right, I hope this was helpful. We will see you in the next one. Cheers.